I gotta be honest, I don't think anybody's gonna eat those Starbursts. These have been here forever. Ex Machina. So Ex Machina is a sci-fi drama movie. So this coder guy, Caleb, he wins like a raffle to go to his boss's super rich, fancy, secluded estate place. His boss is played by Oscar Isaac, and as it turns out, Oscar Isaac is developing an AI, and he wants the Caleb guy to test it for him. So Oscar Isaac is actually really good in this movie. So even though Caleb is technically his employee, he just wants to have like a can we just be two guys kind of relationship. He's a pretty smart guy, and even though he's really nice to Caleb, you know you probably shouldn't trust him. Oscar Isaac was my favorite part of this movie. Unfortunately, this Caleb guy was horribly miscast. He is so bland and unengaging a character. Even if he's supposed to be like this awkward loser, he doesn't even play that very well. There are these really long pauses between some of his lines, and I'm like, did you forget the script or something? So this guy is probably the worst part of this movie. And the actress who plays Ava, Ava's the female AI robot, she does okay. She's serviceable in the movie. I mean, she's not like static robot, but she's not like completely human either, so she's got kind of a, like you can see her kind of thinking and processing things. And she certainly has her own agenda, and she certainly is not a one-dimensional character, but at the same time, I didn't really care about her all that much. Mountain Dew, it's radical. Radical! Drink it! I'm sorry. I don't really have an explanation for that. This is a smaller indie movie made on a kind of a limited budget, but they used it really well. The house they're in is like super absurdly nice. The effects on Ava look really great, but this movie's visuals as a whole aren't flawless. Alright, so you know that when they want you to look at something in the background, they have something in the foreground that's like really fuzzy, and something that's in focus in the background. Sometimes there was a shot that was framed like that, but everything was out of focus, and I'm like, okay, the picture just looks fuzzy. It's like, what am I supposed to be looking at? And there's other times where it's like really dark, and sometimes like lighting can be used for dramatic effect and all that, but it was just hard to see. It hurt my eyes. And there's a waterfall when they're outside that is clearly green screen. The music in this movie is really good. It's what I expected. It's a very kind of unnerving score. It's more sounds than instruments, and there's a xylophone that's used a lot. This is a xylophone. You have it up in your face, and you're holding it with your teeth when you're playing it. The biggest problem I have with this movie, it was just kind of boring. I get it, it's a drama. There doesn't have to be explosions for the movie to be entertaining. But Ava's having conversations with this Caleb guy for a lot, when he's like testing her to see if she's like, she can recognize that she's an AI and all that. And it wasn't all that interesting. When you have one half-decent cast member and one terrible cast member, your conversations don't go very well. This movie's also kind of simple. Like, I feel like I could have written the script. Like, it didn't go anywhere I didn't expect it to. When you have a sci-fi movie about artificial intelligence and all the implications that could have on modern day society, you need to do something with that. And it really didn't. About halfway through, it starts to pick up, and it kind of turns into a horror movie. There's some very interesting imagery going on, but it doesn't really make sense. Like, one guy just like starts slicing up his arm, and you're like, okay, why are you doing that? And the music gets really loud, and I'm effectively creeped out by what's on screen. But it's too little too late. And when all the cards are down on the table, it's kind of laughable. You know how it should have ended for Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows, where they're constantly trying to one-up each other? When they're both falling off the edge, and it's like, ha, now we will both perish in the waterfall, Holmes. Ha, but I brought a portable breathing device, so I shall survive. Ha, I suspected you might bring a portable breathing device, and I swapped it out with non-breathable air. I suspected that you might suspect that I'd have a portable breathing device, so I brought this inflatable raft. Ha, when you weren't looking, I poked holes in your inflatable raft. It's kind of silly. In the end, I was really disappointed with this movie. I did not get the next level sci-fi thriller that I thought I was gonna get. In the end, I think Oscar Isaac's performance does save the movie and bring it up to a 6, which is a positive score, even if just barely. Alright, some spoilers now. I'm going to talk about the end of the movie a little, so if I persuaded you to see the movie, go see the movie if you want, and then come back and see what I have to say about the ending. So, you know, they want the audience to think that Oscar Isaac's being really terrible to his AI, and Caleb sees this and he wants to help Ava escape the facility. So in the end, the AIs kill Oscar Isaac and they leave Caleb behind, and then Ava goes off into the world. I don't think Oscar Isaac is the bad guy in this movie. I don't. When you look at it, they are his property. It's not like they're slaves. They don't have souls. They're not people. It's a research project, like he was saying. And is it so wrong to want to keep that locked up in your facility so your competitors can't, like, access it? I mean, he's not trying to take over the world with them. And in the end, he was faking being mean to them just to get Caleb to try to help her escape and see how that would work out. I mean, sure, it got him killed. Ava clearly isn't innocent either. She leaves Caleb to die. Once she's out of the cell, she doesn't give a damn about him. She leaves him. And she goes off into the world and, like, she is a psychopathic murder robot. So, not that that really gives the movie any more bonus points. I feel like people are gonna go, oh, Oscar Isaac's such a terrible person. And he really isn't. So, yeah, that's Ex Machina. One of the top 10 most anticipated movies of this year. Getting a 6. Well, see you next week for Avengers. Bye.